You can be from any Barrios where you come and get the tea. You want real talk with real people, know where else you need to go. Talking real issues, real substance, what else you need to know. Shawty been all in the White House, but she can talk the trap. She ain't never left the community, so she know where it's at. I'm talking BK Finer, she gon' rep it to the grave. And I only support the real, so I'ma tune in every day. Way up. You are now tuned in to Angela, but I call her Yee. Way up.
Hey. Way up. It's Way Up with Angela Yee. It's Angela Yee and Jasmine Brand.
Good morning. Happy Tuesday and happy...
What?
Women's International...
That's tomorrow.
Oh, is it? Oh, shoot. Okay.
It's International Women's Day tomorrow, Jasmine.
Eve.
But today we do have some events at iHeart, so that's why people are confused. I'm not going to lie, there were people in the hallway like, Happy International Women's Day, because we have these events up here today.
It's 1 million people here.
Yeah. And shout out to Nikki Sparrow. I'm actually doing a keynote with her today.
Oh, that's exciting.
Yes, so that's for International Women's Day at iHeart. For some reason, it's the day before.
This whole day, I thought it was today.
This is how my family celebrates.
The day before. They do early.
Everything the day before. So we celebrate Thanksgiving the day before. You know, you celebrate Christmas the day before, and we celebrate International Women's Day up here the day before.
Yes, sorry about that.
But, you know, it is, Tink is going to be joining us today, by the way. Chicago's own Tink.
She's so talented and sweet.
Oh, my gosh. And I love her music. It's so raw. So
yeah, I can really relate to it right now.
Uh-oh, you must be going through something, girl.
Thanks, Tink.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's happening. Yesterday, I was at this gala for the Broadcasters Foundation of America.
Okay.
So it's for men and women in the radio and television broadcast profession. Maybe, you know, you came across some hard times. And Soledad O'Brien hosted it. And so there was one woman there. She was talking about how she unfortunately had cancer. The bills were piling up. Mm-hmm. Sometimes people are out of work and they can't afford things. And the Broadcasters Foundation of America steps in and helps you.
Oh, I love that.
With all of that. So yes, it's really just to help people in those fields. So it's a nonprofit, but it was amazing. And so it was just nice to be in that room. I saw Sherry Shepherd there.
Okay.
Also.
How was the food there?
I had the vegetarian meal.
Was it good?
I don't want to bad talk anything today.
I know what that means.
I don't think we go to these galas for the food.
You know, I'm always going to ask you about what you ate now. Come on.
It was okay because they had a red meat dish. They had a seafood dish. I don't eat either one of those things, so I got the vegetarian. Yeah. I had a potato and eggplant meatballs.
Okay. Meatball sounds good.
All right. Well, you know, we start the show every single day with Shining a Light, where you guys get to call and shine a light on somebody who is doing something amazing, something positive. It could be a news story that you saw. It could be somebody in your family. Mm-hmm. It could be somebody you ran across in life. It could be a friend of yours.
Yes.
But anybody doing something positive that you want to give them some recognition, call and shine a light on them. 800-292-5150 is the number. And shine a light on them on Way Up with Angela Yee.
We gon' light the block up. I'ma shine. I'ma shine.
Turn your lights on, y'all.
Turn your lights on.
Spreading love to those who are doing greatness.
Shine a light on them. Shine a light on them.
It's time to shine a light on them.
Yes, it is time to shine a light on them. I'm Way Up with Angela Yee. Jasmine Brand is here also.
Good morning.
Good morning. And you know, I love this segment, right? Like I always talk about how we start the show off with some positivity. Mm-hmm. We're showing some love. It's all about the listeners. Well, shine a light on them. We want to talk about, now I want to make sure I'm saying his name right.
Okay.
Lucy the Barber, or Lucci. It's Lueci. How you think that is? Lucy or Lucci?
Maybe Lucci.
All right. Well, Lou the Barber. He said the Shine a Light segment has been the talk of the city in Savannah. He sent us an email.
Okay.
And he said he's been a barber in Savannah over 12 years, serving the RYDC Detention Center and behavioral institutions, mentoring and bringing joy to all that surrounds him is a gift. And he has a book that he wrote recently. Mm-hmm. It's called Relationship Corners. And it's a short novella composed of a journey through life and love. So he wants to share a copy and hopefully one day be a guest featured on the show. And so
I love that.
Yes. We want to make sure that we shine a light on Lou, C or Lucci, the barber.
And also shine a light on Savannah.
Yes, I love Savannah, Georgia. Mm-hmm. Have you ever been there?
I've never been to Savannah, Georgia.
I've been there one time. And there's they have a lot of seafood restaurants, by the way, which you would love. I stayed like on wherever that strip is, where all of that is.
Okay.
But I got to make it back there. But now it's time for you guys to shine a light. Melissa.
Hi, good morning, Angela. Congratulations to you.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I want to shine a light on my daughter. Her name is Deanna Watkins. She was accepted to Cornell University, which is going to pursue her master's degree. She is such a wonderful, she's just a beautiful young lady, inside and out.
Amazing.
I just want to say congratulations.
What's she getting her master's in?
She's getting it in business administration.
Okay, we love that. Yeah. All right, well, congratulations. Let's shine a light on her for real.
Yes, thank you. I probably got her tears wrong, but she's going to get her master's at Cornell University.
Okay. Oh, I love that. Cornell is major. Shine a light on her.
Yes. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you. Dennis, who do you want to shine a light on?
I would like to give a light on Greg. It was my trainer, but also my friend from Retro Fitness in East Brunswick.
Okay, what's he been doing for you? Getting you right?
I think mostly just inspiration, being physically fit, making sure that I don't end up a couch potato, and
okay, that's
and
important.
Yes, and just it was a lot of fun to chat to on a daily basis.
Okay, well, shine a light on your trainer. Thank you for calling.
Thank you kindly, Angelie.
All right, well, that was Shine a Light on them. 800-292-5150 is the number if you ever want to shine a light on somebody. You can also do that on our voicemail, and we'll play him during the last word. When we come back, we have Yeetie and Tyler Perry. Another one. We'll tell you about a purchase that he's planning to make on Way Up with Angela Yee.
Going way up, turn up with Angela Yee.
They say it's truth in the rumors.
From industry shade to all the gossip.
Talk to me.
Angela's spilling that Yee tea.
Talk to 'em.
All right, well, it's Way Up with Angela Yee. Jasmine Brand is here.
I'm here.
This is always your wheelhouse right here.
This is one of my favorite segments because this is my life.
The Jasmine Brand, where she does her entertainment reporting. Mm-hmm. Well, Tyler Perry is looking to buy a majority stake in BET from parent company Paramount Global.
Okay.
And according to reports, according to Variety, has been involved in these discussions. So he already has a minority stake. And that includes BET, VH1, BET Studios, and BET Plus. Mm-hmm. But he's been exploring a sale of the operation for him to be able to purchase the majority stake. So he has a little bit of it.
Yeah.
But he wants most of it.
I wonder how much that would be.
I have no idea what it's valued at. And
Right.
and it also, I guess, would depend on, is he trying to get 51% or is he trying to get more than that?
Yeah, I'd be like, let me just get 51%, please.
So I can be majority owner.
The end, yeah.
But, I mean, you might want more than that if it's worth, if you feel like it's worth more than that and you can build it. Because he has got a lot of stuff on there already anyway.
He does. It sounds like it really makes sense for him.
Mm-hmm. And he's got it.
Yeah, it seemed like he got it, right?
All right, now Trey the Truth. He has blasted Houston airport-based officers. He says that he was profiled. He had performed at Rolling Loud in LA and was coming back. And there's an incident that happened yesterday. He went to Instagram and he said, "It's crazy. I just landed at 6 a.m. from LA, and out of all the people in the airport, these officers decided to profile me like I ain't see what they was doing. First, they threw a dog toy by my bag so the drug dog can sniff it. Then they say, oh, the dog came by your bag. Then the dog walks off and they asked me, do I got dope in my bag out of hundreds of people? His ass want to pick me. He got the right one today. He thought it was going to be gone. It was going to be his moment to shine. I'm going to help him get the attention and recognition he needs. Here is the video."
Okay.
Now you want to make sure there ain't no wet in this bag?
Illegal narcotics.
No, what you just said ain't no
Illegal
dope,
narcotics.
right? That's what you just said. No
That's
dope.
illegal narcotics. Yeah.
All right, so go ahead and check it then.
Okay. All right.
Nah, because I'm offended. I just got done doing a concert on tour. You going to talk to me
Hey,
about
what do you
dope? I ain't
do?
never did drugs in my life. I rap.
All
I ain't
right.
never smoked or drank in my life.
All right, so he also said that he was harassed, discriminated against, profiled. He said it has him hot. And he also wants to know if anybody has any information on the officer in the video. And that's that.
Yikes.
All right. You feel like you've been profiled?
No, I don't think, not like that. Not with dogs and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's not a good feeling, I'm sure.
Especially getting off a plane. Ugh.
All right, now, Young Miami, I guess, decided that she wants her next romantic relationship to be exclusive.
Okay.
She said, I'm not sharing my next N-word. And it had been a long week for her. She just wanted her man, and I guess he wasn't available.
And I guess you know what's so funny about her? That she tweets with her thoughts and how she's feeling. And I appreciate this.
Yeah.
It's been a long week. I just want my man.
Yeah.
I don't want to share him. I'm tired of it.
You know, and I think that's what people like about her, though, too. Like, if you date her, you cannot be mad when something like this happens because you already know what it is. She's going to say what she's feeling.
Yep.
She's going to tweet it out. Especially don't let her have a little drink or something.
Right.
She really going to tweet it out. And so,
have you ever shared a man, Ange?
Not on purpose.
Not intentionally.
Sure we all have. That was mine.
Yikes.
Well, guess not. Why are you laughing so hard?
Because I'm thinking about something.
Oh, we'll talk about it. All right, now Glorilla is heartbroken after a second person has died from a concert stampede that happened in Rochester, New York. Man, that's so sad. So it was a tragedy. It was at the Main Street Armory. Attendees rushed for the exits. Apparently, they thought that there was a gun, shots being fired inside the venue. There were some unconfirmed reports that there were shots fired. 10 people were injured when the crowd started panicking. One woman died from her injuries after being transported via ambulance to the hospital, and now the death toll has risen to 2. It was a 33-year-old woman named Rondisha Belton and a 35-year-old woman who succumbed to her injuries late yesterday. Glorilla tweeted out, "I am devastated and heartbroken over the tragic deaths that happened after Sunday's show. My fans mean the world to me, praying for their families and for a speedy recovery of everyone affected." And our prayers go out too. Nobody goes to an event like that anticipating something like that could happen. So our prayers go out also for those families.
Super sad.
All right. Well, that is your Yee Tea. And when we come back, it's time for About Last Night.
Okay.
This is when we talk about whatever we did last night, whether you watched Chris Rock's comedy stand-up special, whether you were out and about, whether you listened to some new music, whatever it was that happened last night. We're going to talk about it on Way Up with Angela Yee.
Going way up, turn up with Angela Yee.
Yeah.
Last night.
So, about last night.
Last night.
Here's how it went down.
Yes, it's Way Up with Angela Yee. Jasmine Brand is here with me.
Good morning.
And it's time for About Last Night. All right, so here's something that has been a topic of discussion, because I know we all do this when we look at our phone and we look at Instagram and we see pictures of our friends, right?
Okay.
Yesterday I had a photo shoot up here at iHeart.
Okay.
And
How was the photo shoot, by the way?
it was fine. I'm going to be honest. Like, the team up here was great. I just personally hate photo shoots.
Why?
Because I just felt awkward. I never know what to do. As much direction as they were giving me, the music was good. They were helpful. But I just be feeling awkward. Like, I don't know what to do with my hands. Moving this way, chin up, chin down. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I don't know if you have that same problem or anybody listening, if you ever are taking pictures and you're like, what am I supposed to do now?
It's more uncomfortable that all these people are looking at me is probably what my thing is.
Right. And so I told them, I was like, look, just Photoshop it. Because sometimes you just be feeling like, man, just make it look good. Because, you know, in pictures, you can fix them.
You definitely can fix everything in a picture.
Right. And so I'm just wondering, because sometimes we look at stuff, right? And how much, like, do you filter your pictures, Jasmine?
I don't filter them heavily because I want to look like myself when people see me. So if it's a really bad pimple or something like that, like a blemish, then I'll do that. But even then, sometimes I just leave it because I'm just so scared that people are going to see me and they're going to be like,
she does not look like that.
Because
some people filter their pictures so much that all their faces look alike. Like, you know what I'm saying?
I know the look
There's
you're
like a
talking
look.
about. Yeah. I would love to do that. I don't want people to call me out on it. So I just leave it alone. I just like, y'all just gonna have to take me the way I look.
Now, what about, like, if you go on Instagram, you know how, like, you can go, hold on, I'm doing it right now. Go on your story.
Okay.
And then the first thing that shows up is, like, the purple thing with the stars.
Love that filter.
Yeah, that's the one that I use because it's like a light filter. And so sometimes I'll use that one. Let me do it right now.
She's doing it right now, guys.
I am.
Yeah.
I'm doing it right now to see the difference. What is it called? It says original on here.
How far is too far, though? Like, what's going too far with the filters and the...
Because sometimes you can see when the wall is bending.
Yeah.
And somebody really snatched their waist in.
Yeah.
Or,
is it too far when we're altering our bodies? Or?
Yeah, some people make their butt bigger.
Yeah.
Actually, there was a makeup artist who did my makeup and then took a picture, and then he sent it to me, and I was like,
who is this?
Why does my butt look so big? He made my butt bigger in the picture. I didn't post. I was like, that's embarrassing.
Right. He gave you a dunk.
Yeah, because I feel like it's so noticeable, but some people just don't care.
Yeah. I mean, you could. Well, sometimes the pictures look like almost cartoonish. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because there's no blemishes, no stretch marks on your butt on the beach.
Right.
Everything is like super perfect and smooth.
But we want to look our best, though.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. In pictures, I think for so long, photographers, magazines have done that we have this image of this is what women look like.
Right.
And in real life, no one Well, there's a couple people that look pretty perfect.
Yeah, but there are a few.
There's some people that look kind of perfect.
Yeah.
But in real life, that's a hard thing to be able to achieve. And so, do people normally tell you look better in your pictures or in person?
I don't think anybody's going to tell you in your face you look better in pictures.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Because sometimes people come up to me and they're like, "Oh my God, you look so different in person. You're so small." That's what people say to me all the time.
People do say you're smaller in person.
Yeah, because I think pictures, camera, all that adds weight.
Yeah.
But what do people tell you?
People say I look better in person, but I feel like people just, I don't know if people mean it. I think people are just trying to be nice.
Because then you start thinking like, are my pictures terrible?
Like, yeah, you're like, eesh. Like, I need to step up my filters in my pictures.
And there's guys in the room, they're just going to nod yes or no. Do y'all filter your pictures? No?
No.
Nothing? You don't even like do a little swipe, that one swipe where you swipe and it's just like,
no,
okay,
they're both shaking their head no.
You don't try like the nothing?
Do you know any men that edit their photos?
You ever, you know what? I got to pay. Let me go look through my timeline.
I do know a man that edits his photos.
Okay.
Yeah, and sometimes I send my photos to him. If I be like, can you make me not have this big bump on my face right now?
Or sometimes people do the videos where they edit and then they move out the frame and then the edit's gone and you're like, oop,
right.
And they got to move back into the filter.
Right.
All right. Well, we just want to get your guys' thoughts on this because we're in a day and age where anybody can look like anything on social media. And so I'm just wondering, do you filter your photos and have you ever had an experience where you ran across somebody and it was way different than what you anticipated? 800-292-5150. This is about last night. I was talking about my photo shoot yesterday. Sometimes you just hate pictures because that's what you really look like. You be like, man, this is what I
right, yeah.
This is what I really look like. Everybody's over. And then sometimes you have friends that you take a picture with them and you can't never post it because they hate every picture and they want to filter everything up and you got to send it. They got to filter it, send it back. 800-292-5150. We want to hear your experiences on social media. It's Way Up with Angela Yee. What's up? It's Way Up with Angela Yee, and we are talking about just different things that we do for our pictures so we could look our best. Some people feel like that's cheating. Some places want to make it illegal. Some people do make it like it's criminal, the way that they change their pictures. I do feel like that. But we want to see what your thoughts are. 800-292-5150. Call us up.
Going way up, turn up with Angela Yee.
Yeah, burgers is back.
We're back with radio royalty, award-winning host and media personality Angela Yee.
More Way Up with Angela Yee on now.
Hey, it's Way Up with Angela Yee. Jasmine Brand is here with me.
I like that intro.
You like that?
Uh-huh. Tell my friend, I would just be like, I cannot believe she keeps doing this.
You wearing right? Who this?
New picture. Who this? Shut up.
Who is that?
Popple. Who this one?
It's not too much. It's just a little bit.
Well, I just think it's sometimes we go too far is what it is. So
Right.
it's just the kind of gauging what is too far and what is not is the issue.
Yes. Well, let's see what you guys think. 800-292-5150 is a number. We're talking about people altering their pictures. Do you do it? And do you know other people who do it? What are your thoughts? Let's talk to Cam.
Hey, how you doing?
What's your thoughts about pictures and photo shoots and people posting things but editing them?
I think it's kind of funny. Like, nowadays everybody just try to look good for social media. Like, I understand it if you got like a business or like you doing like a business shoot, something like that. But just like if you're like a normal like person, like, oh, make sure you don't get my stomach. I'd be like, what stomach? Like I make like jokes of it and stuff like that to make them feel good. But,
Thank you.
It's just kind of
like
funny.
you shot with me.
Do you do any editing to your own photos?
No, I don't edit my own photos. I barely post pictures of myself, but like when I take photos of people, I don't really do like the hard editing. Like I'll edit like the color and stuff, but I tell them straight up, I don't do the hard editing. So
okay.
If it's something that you don't like, you might just have to fix it yourself. But
have you
honestly,
ever seen
if you
some?
like it, you really should be taking.
Have you ever seen some of your work and been like that person?
Like the bumps in the face like that. Like that's kind of like I don't know. It's kind of taking it too far sometimes if you do it like that.
Right, we got to start embracing our imperfections.
Easy to say.
Exactly, right.
I know. I appreciate it. How funny that he's a photographer. His name is Cam.
That's cute.
It's Way Up with Angela Yee about last night, and we are talking to Mo. What's up, Mo?
Hey, Mo. I'm sorry, I'm stupid. Hey, Angela.
Hey, Mo, what's good?
So, you know what? The edit, the filters, right?
Yep.
I get it, right? But it really made me realize that everybody has their mishaps. But the one thing that kills me is the guys who take the pictures from above their head.
Well, yeah, you know what? But see, okay, so that's just angles, though, right?
Yeah,
People try to look different from angles because certain angles make you look thinner, like you said, taller.
But they are really picked up. They are really Smurfs in person. And they make them pictures to make them look like they're so tall. Like, come on, man. You know what you're doing. Every picture is from above their head. I can never see you just standing next to anyone.
Oh. Well, now, what about your pictures? Do you do anything to your own?
Well, I will say this. I filter them when I'm in the house because I'm dark skinned, so it's not a lot of light behind me, so it makes me look darker than what I really am. So I don't like that. So I'm lighting it up a little bit. But every time I make it, it looks like it's my complexion.
Okay, but you could use a flash.
It depends.
I feel like that's a good reason for her to.
The lighting isn't good.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. So that's it. Nothing else.
I do need light because I am very dark. Okay. I need that light.
Okay, you need to make sure you got some light on you so we can see all your beautiful features.
Congratulations on your morning show.
Thank you, Mo. I appreciate it.
All right.
Let me take this picture so I can look tall.
Hey.
What's up, Josh?
Hey, how you doing? Miss Angela Yee, how are you?
How you doing, Josh?
How you doing?
I'm good. This is crazy because, man, I've seen The Breakfast Club for years. This is crazy.
So what are your thoughts about these picture filters?
I think that people are doing a little bit too much with the filters. Mm-hmm. You know, if you get the right lighting, you'll be fine.
So you don't do anything to your pictures?
Nah, not really. I mean, I'll do a little something to it, but not too much.
Like,
I believe that.
What's a little something?
Like, I don't know. It all depends on the angle. You know, you might lighten the picture up a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
It all depends on the person, their skin tone, that whole thing.
Well, what do you do exactly?
I just lighten it up a little bit.
Okay.
All right, he just lightens his pictures up, and then he does it from a certain angle. Why? So you could look taller?
Nah. No, I believe that angles it works with pictures. It depends on the structure of your face. Little things like that matter when you're taking pictures. You know what I mean?
Okay. All right. See, but we all got to make sure we want to look our best. If we're going to post a picture, why wouldn't it be a good one, right?
Yep.
Exactly. Like, I take a picture for, like, the left side of my face. Because the left side looks different from the right side. Why? I don't know. You got to ask God about that.
You got to ask God about that.
I love it from the left side. It works for me.
All right, thank you.
All right, well, good talking to you.
You too. All right, well, see, guys, everybody does a little something to their pictures. Angles, lighting, something. That's the point, right?
Yeah.
Of trying to take the best picture. All right, but when we come back, we have Yeetie, and we'll talk about Marlon Wayans. And he has some things to say about Jada Pinkett Smith and her alopecia in God Loves Me, his new special on Way Up with Angela Yee.
Yo, she about to blow the lid up off this pot. Let's get it. Oh, yeah. Angela spilling that Yee tea.
Come and get the tea.
All right, it's Way Up with Angela Yee. Hey, Jasmine Brand.
Hey, Angela Yee.
Hey, girl, hey. All right, it's time for Yee tea. And first, let's talk about Marlon Wayans, because he also has his own special, God Loves Me. It's on HBO Max.
Okay.
And he told The Hollywood Reporter in an interview that was published last week, he said that one thing that he's not making a punchline is Jada Pinkett Smith's journey of living with alopecia. Now, I'm going to tell you this. One time I interviewed Marlon Wayans, and he said that anything could be funny. He said that him and his brothers be at a funeral making jokes. Like,
I've definitely been at funerals laughing at jokes.
Right. Because a funeral is also a celebration of someone's life.
Right.
And so when you come from a family like the Wayans, I'm sure they can make jokes about anything. But he said that's one thing that he would not use as a punchline. Now, here is from Marlon Wayans, God Loves Me.
Okay.
Things about my brother Chris Rock. Either he is the strongest black man that God ever created, or he is truly one ass. He didn't act like he was going to hit him back. He didn't do nothing else. You know what I mean? That just took it. The real punk was Will scream from his chair, "Keep my wife's name out your mother's mouth." And this Chris said, "That's a good idea."
This slap is never going. How long ago was this now?
Is it two? Are we going on 22?
No, it's only been
20. Oh, it's only been a year. Yeah,
it's been a year.
It'll be because the Oscars are Sunday, right? Or the Oscars Sunday?
So that always is going to reignite it. Anytime the Oscars is on, every year I feel like this is going to.
Yeah, we're gonna relive this for a while.
All right, now Nick Cannon, speaking of things that we're going to be reliving for a while, has teased that he has some big news coming.
Okay.
And he put a baby bottle emoji with 2 eyes. Expect some big news tomorrow, so that's today.
Okay. I don't think this is how he's going to announce his next kid.
I know, that would feel like weird. A teaser is something else.
Probably some video or something.
You think? Or maybe he got a vasectomy.
He's
Oh, yeah, no, I can't see that.
I can't either.
I don't know what it is.
Whatever it's working. What he wanted
Let
us
me
to
hit him
do
up.
is just DM it. Just text him.
I miss his show. I used to go on his show.
I know you were like a regular on that.
Ask him questions about himself all the time.
And he loved it.
All right, now Shaka Khan, she has apologized, and that is an interview that she did. She was talking on the Originals podcast, and she was talking about this Rolling Stones greatest singers list, the 200 greatest singers of all time. Now, here is the original of what she had to say about some of the greatest singers on that list on Rolling Stone.
Mariah Carey, number 5.
That must be payola or something like that.
Beyonce, 8.
I'm not going to comment on that.
No comment?
I don't have anything to say about Beyonce. She's a great singer. She really has opportunity to be a great singer. She has what it takes.
Just ahead of you, Adele at 22.
Okay. I quit. Give me somebody else.
Mary J. Blige, number 25.
What? Wait. I'm 22 and she's 25?
No, you're 29 and she's 25.
Oh, now that's why I feel the way I do. You know what? These must be the children of Helen Keller.
Ooh, Shaka Khan.
Listen.
Shaka Khan. Shaka Khan.
These must be the children of Helen Keller is so funny to me.
Well, she has since apologized. She said, recently I was asked about a list of the greatest singers of all time, and instead of questioning the need for such a list, I was pitted against other artists and I took the bait. As artists, we are unfairly put into boxes, categories, or on lists. Being an artist or a musician is not a competition, it's a gift for which I am truly grateful. It was not my intention to cause pain or upset anyone. To anyone that felt this way, I sincerely apologize. Thank you for all the love everyone has shown me unconditionally. I have always been about empowering others, and I started a foundation for that very purpose. I will be announcing soon. Empowering all artists is most important because we truly are the architects of change, and change begins with the heart. I love you all, and God bless. Shaka Khan.
I don't think she wrote that.
Why do you say that?
Because I feel like that was her team, because they felt like there were some not so nice things that she said, and I feel like her team was like, that's not nice, you shouldn't say that, let's put this statement out. And I don't think she did that.
You just okay, all right, fair enough.
I don't. But I love Shaka Khan, and I love when people are really honest, brutally honest.
Oh, that's your show on Fox Soul, Jasmine.
Comes
Brand.
out on Monday nights. But I appreciate the apology. I don't think she wrote that though.
All right. Fair enough. Well, that is your Yee tea. And when we come back, it's Under the Radar. It's time for us to discuss these stories that should be headline news, but they're not. They're flying under the radar. And this is a story of 4 Americans who authorities say were kidnapped in Mexico. They were traveling from South Carolina. There's video footage too, by the way. And we'll talk about it on Way Up with Angela Yee.
Check the news. I got news. This in the news that relates to you. These stories are flying under the radar.
It's Way Up with Angela Yee. Jasmine Brand is here with me.
Yes.
And oddly enough, Jasmine Brand and I both originally had this story as our Under the Radar story. These are stories that aren't necessarily headline news. And now this is headline news. But it started off with these 4 Americans who were missing in Mexico. According to authorities, they were kidnapped. And it was a tight-knit group of friends. They were traveling from South Carolina, so one of them could undergo a medical procedure across the border, according to family members. She's also a mother of 6. Latavia Tay Washington McGee, 33 years old. Well, now the update that just happened, and there's actually a press conference happening right now as we're on the air. The governor in Mexico is scheduled to give this press conference at 11:30, so currently now. 2 Americans were found dead and 2 were found alive. So out of those 4 Americans who authorities say were kidnapped in Mexico, 2 of them have been found dead. Such unfortunate, tragic news.
This is so sad.
According to reports, they were likely mistaken for drug smugglers.
I saw that.
And so I can't even and there was video footage you could see. They were placed in a vehicle. They were taken from the scene by armed men in the border city of Matamoros. I don't even know if I'm saying that properly, but so this was the second time that Latavia Tay Washington McGee had gone to Mexico for a medical procedure, according to her mother. About 2 to 3 years ago, she traveled there for a surgery. They didn't really want her to go, but receipts that were found in their vehicle indicated that they were in Mexico for those medical procedures. And very, very sad situation. And they said out of the 2 who were found alive, one of them does have injuries.
Yeah, there was also an innocent Mexican bystander that was also killed during this encounter when they first were abducted.
Gosh.
It's super sad. And his story is just developing as we discuss it now.
Yeah, so we're going to keep you guys updated. I know they said that at 2 p.m. Eastern time, Mexico's public security minister said there will also be another news conference at that time, as they are still continuing to investigate this kidnapping, and now this has turned into a murder.
This is super sad. And they're from South Carolina.
Mm-hmm.
And as you said, she's a mother of 6. This is super sad.
And, you know, she was there for a tummy tuck.
Yeah.
And like we said, second time that she was going. Now, Zelandria Brown was talking about her brother, Zindel, who was there. And she said, to see a member of your family thrown in the back of a truck and dragged, it is just unbelievable. And the FBI had originally offered a $50,000 reward for the return of the Americans, Latavia McGee, Shaeed Woodard, and Eric James Williams, and like we just told you, Zindel also. But unfortunately, and I'm not sure which two.
Yeah, they haven't announced that yet. But if you look online, you can see the footage of them actually being abducted. You see, like, it looks like it was a car accident, and then you can see
there's a whole line of cars behind them.
Yeah, you can see like this entire situation unfolding. It's super sad and it's alarming. Imagine, you know, seeing this happen, you know, seeing this clip on social media and, you know,
in a whole nother country.
Yeah.
And then you haven't heard from them
at all. Yeah.
All right, well, prayers to those families. That is a tragic, tragic story.
It is.
But we just wanted to keep you guys updated. That's not necessarily under the radar, but because this is all unfolding right now, we do want to make sure that we're keeping you guys up on what's happening.
Right. And we did think, initially, we thought it was going to be under the radar. We thought it was something that everyone wasn't talking about, and then it just kind of spun and became viral, and now with these updates it makes it like a big story.
And we'll keep you guys updated as, like we said, the press conference is happening right now.
Right.
All right, well, when we come back, you know, we do still have the Way Up mix that's going to be happening at the top of the hour, and Tink is going to be joining us. I'm a huge fan of Tink. Thanks for Nothing.
What a line.
Is the name of her album. And let me tell you something, the songs definitely reflect that.
They do. The lyrics are amazing.
Actually, Mano was here when we interviewed Tink, and he enjoyed her music because I had him listening. He was like, oh, he was in here vibing to it. Yeah. I'm like, Mano, she's talking about guys like you. Yeah. On this album, she's definitely talking about guys like you.
100%. 100%.
But yeah, so Tink will be joining us. It's also Women's History Month. We'll be discussing that. Tomorrow is International Women's Day, so don't forget that either. It's Way Up with Angela Yee.
Way Up.
Just like to talk like they Angela Yee, like they Angela Yee.
Man, she's spilling it all. This is Yee T.
Way Up.
Yes, it's Way Up with Angela Yee. Jasmine Brand is here with me.
I'm here.
And we are giving you just what we give you on the Jasmine Brand.
Tea.
Yeah, the tea.
All
right. Well, Taj Jackson, and that's Michael Jackson's nephew, does not like Chris Rock's special. If you guys saw the special, Selective Outrage, people are definitely outraged. But Chris Rock, one of the things that he was saying was that people are selective about what they're mad about. Like, you won't listen to R. Kelly, but you listen to Michael Jackson. And so...
Okay.
Taj Jackson took to Twitter. He said, Chris Rock has used my family as punching bags for his entire career, yet I am supposed to feel bad for him getting slapped and humiliated on the Oscars. After seeing a new clip of him attacking my dead uncle in the first minutes of his retaliation, I'm still relevant special. I have 3 things to say. 1, what did my family ever do to you to warrant these decades of harassment and your constant bullying disguised as jokes? 2, just because you were bullied early on in life doesn't give you the excuse to bully others now. 3, thank you, Will Smith.
He called it a retaliation. I'm still relevant special.
Yeah.
I can understand him being,
that's his uncle.
That's his uncle. And people are always kind of going in on Michael Jackson and the allegations. Do you think it's a fair comparison, MJ and R. Kelly?
No. I mean, R. Kelly was convicted.
Yeah. And he's in jail right now. And yeah. But I understand the sensitivity around his late uncle.
Yeah, that's your family.
Yeah, I understand.
I mean, look, and I'm sure, like with Meghan Markle and things that were said there, and Will Smith's family and Jada Pinkett Smith, when you're the butt of the joke, it's not fun.
I always wonder because Jada's mother follows us on Instagram. She follows the Jasmine Brand on Instagram, and we post Will Smith stuff. And I'm always wondering, like, what does she think? Or even, like, you know, Beyonce's mom follows us, and I'm just always wondering, like, what does she think when she sees these negative stories? Especially, like, the Will Smith thing is something we're talking about nonstop. Like, how does your family feel about it?
It's hard because sometimes people don't look at certain celebrities as human beings. You think you could just talk about somebody all the time, nonstop, make jokes, do this, do that, and it does affect people and their family. I
Yeah.
feel like sometimes it affects the people around them even more because they get so mad.
Yeah, they get mad on their behalf. Well,
Right,
I mean,
on the behalf of somebody they love.
not for nothing, Will Smith did slap somebody on TV.
Right.
So, I
it's
mean,
like, all right. All right. Now, former BET CEO Deborah Lee has a new memoir. It's called I Am Deborah Lee. And she's talking about different valuable lessons that she learned, like how to stay firm in her decision making, even when it meant disappointing VIPs.
Okay.
So she talked about saying no to Aretha Franklin and Oprah Winfrey at different times in her life.
Okay.
She said she didn't have very many female role models. She said, I never worked for one. The prominent people in my career were always men. So it was great to get to know Aretha, and I was a little terrified of her at first. She goes on to say that there was a benefit concert, and there was a series of demands that Aretha Franklin had, which included a full winter wardrobe, a diamond Harry Winston watch worth $50,000. And she said she did not agree to all of those requests.
Okay.
And she would have to negotiate compromises. But she said Aretha was the kind of celebrity that would call me directly.
I listen with her purse on her shoulder calling you. I can definitely see that.
Yeah, and she said some of the requests she just couldn't say yes to.
That's so funny. I wonder what she told Oprah. I'm guessing the memoir she'll let us know what she told Oprah no about.
I'm gonna tell you up here right now. If you ask for a car service, we can't do it. We ain't got it. Imagine asking for a diamond crested
watch. Is a watch or a bracelet?
Harry Winston watch.
Oh my
It's
God.
definitely not happening.
She's hilarious.
You're lucky you get a bagel up here. Let me tell you, we'll get you some coffee. It's free in the kitchen.
We will get you some shots, and on this show, Way with Angela comes with shots.
It does. We try our hardest.
We do.
All right, another thing that she reflects on in her memoir is that she was in a relationship with Bob Johnson, who is the founder of BET. I saw this on the Jasmine brand. And she also did an interview with Good Morning America's Robin Roberts.
Okay.
And she gave some insight into their relationship.
You know, I worked for Bob Johnson for 10 years before we had a personal romantic relationship. And, you know, he's responsible for a lot of my success. We did have a relationship while we were both married. We ended up both divorced, and then people knew about the relationship. The downfall of a relationship like that is if you want to get out of it. And I wanted to break up. I saw it wasn't a long-term relationship. And my job and my career was held over my head. And it was like, well, if you want to break up with me, then you can leave tomorrow.
Yikes. I'm really surprised that she is spilling this tea on herself. I love it. I'm really surprised that she's being this honest about her own stuff.
I think sometimes, because, you know, she's out of this now. She's retired.
Right.
And she said that she wanted to reveal this relationship. She said, we've heard so much about the guys who come to the door with their robe open and they come out naked. That wasn't the kind of experience I had. It turned into a situation where my job was at issue anytime I thought about breaking up the relationship. That's very much sexual harassment, but it's a different kind of sexual harassment. I want young women to know that if you're in a relationship that's uneven in terms of the power structure, that it can turn abusive.
That's why people don't like people having relationships in the workplace.
And especially if you're in a position of power, you cannot sleep with the interns. I know some people think that's okay.
Right.
You can't do that. The assistant, none of that. Just mind your business, because you don't know what could end up happening. And that's why a lot of times businesses do have all these restrictions on what you can and can't do.
Yeah, it's to protect themselves from lawsuits, I'm sure, too.
But I do want to read this book.
Okay.
All right. Well, that is your Yee Tea. And when we come back, you know it is Women's History Month. So, of course, we're going to be celebrating a woman who you should know about. It's Way Up with Angela Yee.
Ladies, when they ask what you bring to the table, tell them you brought the table. Way Up with Angela Yee, celebrating the ladies during Women's History Month.
Yes, it's Way Up with Angela Yee. I'm here with Jasmine Brand.
I'm here.
And you know, we're celebrating because it's Women's History Month.
All month long.
I know, that's right. And tomorrow is International Women's Day.
Can't wait for that.
And tomorrow, Pinky Cole is going to be joining us, by the way, the founder of Slutty Vegan.
She's such a boss.
Yes, and she has a cookbook out. It's called Eat Plants, Bitch. And then in addition to that, she does these things called American Sesh. It's like a brainstorming sessions with thought leaders and different people. So shout out to Pinky, who will be here tomorrow. But today we want to celebrate some amazing women. Violet Palmer. Back in 1997, she became the first woman to officiate an NBA game. Yes, and so that was a huge thing. Before that, she had officiated Women's Final Four, WNBA, and NBA Summer League games. And then she finally made her debut in the first NBA regular season game.
I love that.
Years after her debut, she told USA Today, I was a number 3 referee in the world for women's basketball. I had everything, the Final Four, big TV games, all the limelight I wanted. But my personality is, if you give me a challenge, I'm going to take it. So that was back back in 97 that she did that. Then in 2014, she came out, and so she was the first openly gay referee to referee an NBA playoff game. And Charles Barkley, he said before her debut, the NBA was a man's game. And she said she had just, she talked about it too. She said it was probably her third or fourth year. She was in Houston and had just finished working a game with Charles Barkley. And she said, and I'm coming out with my partners. And Charles came up to me and said, you know what? I was wrong.
Okay, I can appreciate that.
Yeah, so she did retire because of a knee injury in 2016, but she did officiate 919 NBA games before that.
And she's also a black woman, too.
Violet Palmer. Yeah, so shout out to her.
Yes.
All right, I know you had somebody too. Did you? Oh, that was it.
This is it.
Okay, well, I have another person.
Okay.
That I wanted to talk about. I don't know why I thought you had this. Queen Latifah. She is highlighting black women in filmmaking.
Okay.
Now, it's the fourth year of this initiative that she has, but she has the Queen Collective. And so she's promoting diversity in the entertainment industry. And here's what she had to say.
We had to start with just one specific thing. Allow a woman of color to tell her story from idea to distribution. And it will build from there.
What P&G is doing is making a commitment to equal representation throughout the entire creative and media supply chain.
Now, that person that you just heard, he's from Procter & Gamble.
Okay.
So she does this initiative with a partnership with Procter & Gamble, Flavor Unit Entertainment, her company, and Tribeca Studios. So ahead of the premiere of 2 films that were produced under her initiative, she actually spoke to Essence about her collaboration with P&G, about the different directors that she has involved with this initiative, and how important and critical it is to uplift black women in film. She said women of color, women period, and people of color, women and non-binary are underrepresented, hugely underrepresented when it comes to film and when it comes to advertisement in front of and behind the camera. And she said after sitting on a panel with Mark Pritchard, that's the guy from Procter & Gamble, at this women's event in New York a few years back, we walked off that stage together and we were like, man, we got to do something about this. And that's what I love, when a conversation that you have when you meet somebody sparks you wanting to do more, and then you actually end up making it happen. And she did.
I love Queen Latifah. Do you watch The Equalizer? You know she stars in that.
I've seen a couple of episodes. I think Coach Jessie, who does a lot of our detox stuff from the Detox Now, her daughter's in it.
Really?
Yes.
That's a big deal. That comes on CBS. That's a really big deal.
Yeah, it is a big deal.
Did you know that Queen Latifah has a not dying on screen clause now?
Ooh.
I did a deep dive.
You did a deep dive?
I did a shallow dive. She has this no death clause that means her character can't die in the story. And that's how the way it is when you book Queen Latifah on a show or a movie. I don't know if that's just for series or if it's for films, but she has that not dying on screen clause.
That's interesting. And you know what's crazy? I have like the opposite thing is on my list of goals, my bucket list.
Okay,
I really want to die in a horror movie.
You want to die? I know you love horror films. You want to die in one?
Yes, I love a horror film.
I know that part, but I don't understand why you would like to. Yeah, can you act? How would you, if you got to choose, how would you like to die in a horror film?
I would like to have some type of chase involved.
Okay, you're being chased.
So, first of all, I love in horror movies when it's like the anticipation is what really kills you. You're like walking down the hallway, it's dark, you hear a noise, you're like, what's going on here? And then you go like a stupid idiot. Everybody's like, oh my God, what are you doing? Why would you go?
Right.
And, next thing you know, you're outside. You're like, hello? Is somebody here?
And this is you. Okay, go ahead. Go ahead. Continue.
And then you're like, I guess not. And then somebody runs in the house behind you while you're standing outside.
Okay.
And so then you go back in and everybody's watching like, oh my God, the person's in the house. Don't go there. And so then maybe you hear a noise. And then I would like to go in the basement. And you know how you turn the light on in the basement and you're like, is somebody down there? And then I would go in the basement. And then somebody would jump out and hack me up into pieces.
You want to be hacked into pieces? That is very weird. Well, here's the problem with that, and I know we need to wrap this up. The problem with that is when you get killed in these movies, you can never have a sequel, which is why Queen Latifah has this
You
clause.
can come back. What do you think happened to Freddy Krueger? He got shoved in the oven, he died, and he came back.
So if you get hacked,
it's a horror movie. Anything can happen.
Okay, all right, got it.
All right, and so anyway, that was your Women's History Month. Queen Latifah will not die in a movie, but I will. So call me. All right, now. When we come back, we have Tink joining us, and I'm so excited for that. Thanks for Nothing is the name of her album. It's Way Up with Angela Yee.
Hey. Yeah, she back at it. Bring in the Mac. Way Up with Angela Yee is on.
Yes, it's Way Up with Angela Yee. Jasmine Brand is here with me.
Hey.
Today's a fun day. Tomorrow's going to be difficult.
Recovery or
because I'm gonna be out late tonight. I'm gonna tell y'all that right now, so I just want to put that out there.
I'm gonna be out late tonight too.
And shout out to my guy Kev from Kokomo.
Okay,
he's listening right now. Kokomo is an amazing restaurant in Brooklyn. In Williamsburg.
Been.
He said he really enjoyed my horror story.
I don't know if I enjoyed it. I thought it was a little quirky.
I wanted to. I mean, I really have other things that I want to do. Like I like a movie like Hostel.
Okay.
I like gory movies, horror movies where people get chopped up and things like that. But then I also like a movie like The Conjuring based on a true story that's more...
Yeah. I think I'm going to... you wanting to be chopped up into little pieces is kind of where I feel like it goes a little overboard.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's fine.
All right.
But still, I feel like if you're going to die, you got to die big in a movie.
Yeah, I don't mind dying big, but I just don't want to get chopped up into little pieces.
But, all right, well, let's, keep it moving. I'm going to work on my movie idea for you.
Okay.
Ask Yee is coming up, so I want to make sure that you guys call us up. Maybe you want to talk to me about your horror movie.
Oh, Lord.
But 800-292-5150 for Ask Yee. If there's any question that you have, we are here to help. We've helped a lot of people, and I enjoy doing that.
Yeah.
We got life experience.
Yeah, we do.
All right, 800-292-5150. Also, Tink is joining us. Now, we did this interview last week. Mano was here.
Mm-hmm.
I really did want Mano on this interview. People love Mano, by the way. They're like, I think he's doing great.
Mano is a good time.
But there's some songs on this album that I felt like he needed to hear. It's called Thanks for Nothing by Tink, and she has a song called Toxic, Trust Issues, I'm the Catch. Okay, also New N-Word. And Mano loved the song New N-Word. So if you have Tink's album or you haven't listened to it yet, let me just tell you got to listen to New N-Word.
It will put you in a mood for sure.
It definitely will.
I don't know if this will be a helpful
one. It makes some
one.
people mad. Some people be like, I am him.
He is me. I am him.
All right. So Tink is coming up. And again, Ask Yee, 800-292-5150. Call us up. We are here to help. It's Way Up with Angela Yee.
Going way up, turn up with Angela Yee.
Turn it all the way up.
Angela Yee is way up.
Still here.
Jasmine Brand.
I'm still here as well.
And somebody who I absolutely love is here also. Tink is here.
Angela, what's up?
She's like, what we about to get into today?
I know it's something up her sleeve. Always.
Never that. But congratulations. I saw everybody giving you your flowers on social media too.
Thank you, sis. Thank you. I appreciate it. It's a lot of support. The energy is crazy right now, so.
I love that because you deserve it so much just because you've been grinding for such a long time. And I feel like it's always going up, up, and up. Sometimes I think with artists, it's like a up and down, but I feel like for you, it's just been like a steady
incline.
Yes, it's been a journey. Like you say, I've been making music for a long time. And now that I'm independent, it's just a different energy. And every drop, it gets crazier and crazier.
Well, I want to say, Mano has been listening too.
Yes, we've been listening.
What's your song, Mano?
Huh?
Mano has a very strong perspective.
Let me just say this. No, for real, because what I like is the fact that you're super honest in the music and you're talking crazy. So I want to apologize to you for not really being in tune sooner because I know who you are, but I wasn't really in tune, right? We sat here all morning. Listen, when I'm wrong, I'm apologizing. But the music is crazy. I love it. I love what you're talking about. You're talking about having a new throwing away the old. I'm usually the new. You understand? So I relate.
I have to be like, man, listen to this song. But that is one of my favorite songs, and I know it's the last song on the new album. But what it's about is, look, you messing up, I got somebody new that's gonna pick up the slack.
Yes, and that was the whole point of this album. It's like, I'm speaking for the girls, the ladies. We always hear records about the men where they kind of like, just kind of being vulgar. And I wanted to make an album for our ladies. So,
were you nervous when you wrote that record? Because that's a very strong record.
I was nervous for a few of these records. They're very strong, and how it is. It's like the world is so sensitive now. I'm like, do I have to change this lyric? But no, we let it fly.
There was a record, I don't know the name of it, where you're talking about I shouldn't have F this N-word.
Yeah, we should take it back. Yeah,
definitely understand that.
I relate to that too, though.
Oh, come on, Mano.
Because I want to take my situation. Like,
you want to take your penis back?
Yeah.
I didn't do that.
Tink, do you have someone or some bodies where you feel like I wish I was never with you in that way, like that reflects that song?
Of course. I feel like in my past, I got a few people that I just wish I never even touched or talked to you. And that's just a part of life, part of growing.
And what's worse? As you blow up even more, people be like, I used to hit Tink.
I'm crying. I hope I'm not. Don't put me on your list.
Get me off.
But no, that's the problem. You know, men don't know how to be quiet. And so it's like you have to be selective and careful.
Now, you also did this campaign, which I enjoyed, right? Where people were donating their ex's clothes.
Oh, yes.
Instead of just like, throwing them out, putting them on fire, cutting them up, donate them.
Really?
Yes, I did a Thanks for Nothing drive. So
I love the tagline.
Drop off your ex clothes. His clothes, jeans, hats, anything old from your ex. Get rid of it.
That is interesting.
But yeah, in Atlanta, they're bringing like all the clothes and donating all their old ex's stuff. So
I'm with that. That's good. Like, instead of throwing his clothes out, let's just take these designer clothes, Jordans.
He said, really?
Maybe even like an Xbox or something.
How about throwing her clothes out?
One time,
start your own drive, Mano.
Yeah, try me. One time, a guy put my clothes in a bathtub and said he was gonna set it on fire.
Oh my God!
What
did you do, sis?
I just came home. I was like, why are my clothes in the bathtub?
What did you do that made
you hurt his heart?
We don't want to talk about this. It's all about Tink. So Tink, have you ever had a situation where a guy was super upset about something that you did or something that he discovered?
Of course, but at the most, I had my phone smashed before.
Now that's a violation. Did you have a second phone?
He was angry.
He was angry. I had to go and get a new phone.
Did he pay for it?
He did not. But he was upset, so that's like the most I've seen a guy do.
Oh, that's messed up. Man, you smashed the phone before I could look at your face and tell. Because he was looking like so.
He's like, that's light work.
I would say I have.
What would make you smash a woman's phone?
Anger.
But why? What's the motive behind the anger? What triggered that?
I don't really recall. You was doing what? You did what? You did what? Give me this phone. I'm paying for it anyway.
Oh, that's messed up. Did he go through it?
Did he go through your phone and he got upset?
Yeah, it was one of them.
Have you went through a man's phone before?
I have, but not recently, y'all. That would leave you sick. You know, I'm one of those people like, man, when I notice something ain't right, I can't eat. So I'm not trying to see. I don't really want to discover anything. If I see it and God show me, cool.
Yeah.
But I'm not searching the phone. I feel like it's in there.
Sometimes God will be
asking for
put the phone over his face while he's sleeping. Oh,
is that what God says, Angela?
I never did that. I don't have that.
Is that what God says, Angela?
Tried on me many times.
You wake up like, why is the phone above my face?
Yeah.
Okay. Your eyes have to be open for when God tells you that to put the phone over there.
I never did it.
I learned my lesson from the finger because that was done to me.
Somebody took your finger. You must have been passed out.
Yes, out.
Now let's talk about the song "Toxic" because you said even though I knew you was toxic, I still you. Ooh. All right, so
high risk.
Yeah, it's honest. This album is so honest, and it's just like, I kept it all the way real. So
yeah, so it's somebody that you knew. Everybody was like, it ain't.
Yeah, and that's how we are as women. We always have to kind of test the waters. Like, I heard about it, but I got to see if it's real. It's
right.
one of those situations.
But sometimes we also think people will be different with us.
That's very true,
You're like, because I'm me, and like, he went through what he went through, and it was who he was.
Yeah, we always think we can change a person. And I believe, the right person will change, but
it ain't going to be because of a woman. It'll be because he wants to. Right, Mano? Because Mano's looking for love.
Yeah, I am, sort of, maybe, kind of.
You are.
You think that a woman can make you change because you had settled down?
Life experiences make you change. You got to get to a place where you want to change, right? No one person's going to change you.
Now, let's talk about this for a second, though, for the women here, taking accountability. Because we call these guys toxic, but sometimes we're the toxic ones. Tink,
sometimes.
What have you done that's been toxic?
I will say this, not that I like to do it, but women play mind games. And I don't want to just, make myself sound like a demon or nothing. But, we know the trigger words when a man is something about a man that he might find insecure or something. You kind of like trigger and play with him. That's toxic. Yeah, that's toxic. Or, heavy, little, or whatever the case. Quick, whatever. I get on that time, so, when I have my days.
Damn.
She said when I have my days.
And it's a mind game because you know that's going to trigger them. So it's like you just playing with them.
But yeah, Daphne was saying the other day, and this is for her, the guy's feeling. She likes guys who are medium.
In terms of appearance and like just
no,
I
don't talk about medium size.
Medium cute.
Oh yeah,
medium size.
I like medium cute. I like medium size.
I like that though. I feel that.
Okay.
Because the medium guys is like, if they too fine, you got to worry about. You got to worry about women. They have risk.
They high risk, right?
If they got too much, you got to worry.
I think my rationale is if they are super fine, they were cute in kindergarten.
Okay.
If they were cute in kindergarten, they always had peers and the girls in the class, the teachers show them favoritism.
They're high risk.
They're high risk. So they've always been, hey, oh, you little Johnny, so cute. Think about dealing with a guy that was 5 years old, that was cute at 5 years old, and then now he's 30. He's been cute his whole life. So he's used to being, the favorite.
So you like mid?
I like mid. Tink, what do you love?
I like that too. I think medium is nice. You don't have to worry about too many women chasing. And then he's also still good, still good to look at.
Well, shout out to all the medium niggas.
I love it. No, if you know, you know. There's some guys in the hood that are medium. You know what I mean? They might not be the finest man, but his swag is right. He might dress well and he might smell good. He medium now. He look good.
Smell good.
Yeah.
Medium.
All right, well, that is Tink. Thanks for nothing. She is joining us this morning, and when we come back, we'll have some more with her. You know we love her. It's Way Up with Angela Yee.
Now I'm back at it.
You vibing Way Up with Angela Yee.
It's Way Up with Angela Yee, and we are blessed and honored to have Chicago's own Tink sitting here with us. Is it hard for guys to talk to you when they listen to your music and they're like, damn, I really got to come correct?
Especially with this album.
I feel like guys have this opinion about me, and a lot of guys be afraid to even approach a girl like me because I'm so strong-minded. They always have their doubts, or they'll come and think I'm like this mean-ass, stubborn woman. And I'm like, no, I'm just, just be speaking truth.
So how can a guy approach you if they're listening right now? Are you single?
Be yourself. It's really...
Yeah, what's your relationship
Are you single?
status?
I'm figuring things out right now, and
focus on the music.
Focused on the music.
You gotta save your soul, girl.
Come on, man.
All these tracks. I don't like.
I'm figuring things out.
Stingy and
focused.
Save your soul.
Yeah.
So if somebody did want to approach you, what is the best way?
Be yourself, y'all. I'm so down to earth. I like when people are normal, and you know what I mean. When people do the most, that's when you kind of get afraid. I can't trust, or you know what I'm saying. You never know what to expect with you. Be yourself. A nice hello. How you feeling? Aww. Simple conversations.
Because how can they even get to you though?
And that's the thing. We kind of have to cross paths.
Yeah.
I'm always working, and you get to a certain point, you can't just pop out at every club, I'm always working. I have to cross paths with you.
Can we see your DMs? No, I'm kidding.
Angela.
I'm kidding, but I'm not. If you're gonna show us.
That caught me off guard. I didn't know that was
That's toxic.
He's great.
That's
Tink,
toxic.
I have a question. Does a guy that you date, or the next guy, I don't know what your situation is now, but does he have to be in this industry? What kind of guy are you open to?
Yeah, I was just talking about this. I'm a little afraid of men in the industry right now.
Why?
I'm a little afraid just because of the opinions. You have to deal with 1 million people watching you and telling you about your relationship. And just also because I know men with, status, it come with a whole lot of baggage and a whole lot of side women, a whole lot of groupies, and dealing with that, you have to be prepared for that, and it's a lot.
So would you date a regular guy?
I surely would.
Now, when you're making love to slow songs, do you play your own music ever?
I have before, but I didn't like it.
Why didn't you like it?
You know what? Because I'm so critical. I went into the mindset like a producer or an artist, and I started thinking about, man, that note should have been longer, and I wish I put a verse at the end. I started critiquing my music.
While you were mid-stroke.
While in the moment. It wasn't it.
Yeah, messing up the concentration.
You feel me? Yeah, it wasn't it.
And you're going on tour.
I am. Angela, thanks for everything tour. Starting in April, the end of March, I'm going on tour, and I want all my, my real day one fans to pop out, because this is for y'all. I'm telling everybody, thank you for the support. And I'm going to just go through all my albums, all my records, and it's going to be a big vibe.
Now, let me get your opinion on something that happened at the Division show. Did you see the girl that got up on the stage and was dancing with Daniel, and she was grinding her?
She said I did.
So the guy that wrote whatever post, it wasn't really her man, but let's just say she was in a relationship. And she got up on that stage, was, bending over, grinding. And some people are like, look, she's just living her best life. It's no big deal. But some people were very critical. Like, if you're in a relationship, you shouldn't do something like that. What are your thoughts?
I mean, if you're in a relationship, you gotta respect your man or respect your lady, whatever. But at the same time, it's like, y'all, she at a concert. She might be, this might be the biggest artist to her. She the biggest fan is. And it wasn't serious, was it?
Right. No, I don't think so.
Yeah, it was entertainment,
What, Mano?
I can see it from both sides.
Yeah, Mano's so tight.
If we're in a relationship, I just don't think that would be appropriate. Being that you in a relationship and then what? You got to come back and just,
But it's a good topic. There's two different perspectives. There's Tink, who is like, look, is carefree. She's having a good night. Mm-hmm. And then there's Mano, who is, that's my woman. That's
my girl, man.
You're not respecting the relationship.
I see it from both angles.
So I like that.
If she didn't leave with him, she didn't go home with him that night. She didn't even probably didn't even know he was gonna do that on stage.
All right. Well, let's get to it. Thanks for Everything tour that is happening starting in April.
Thank y'all.
And ladies, we'll be there, guys. Good place for you to go. Just giving you some friendly advice,
right?
Yes.
And also make sure you check out that album. And again, we're giving you your flowers too because you definitely
thank
deserve
you,
them.
Angela. You have been so supportive of me. I really appreciate, having a boss lady on my side. Thank you.
Anything we could do. We're going to be there, too.
We in the building.
April 16th. Yep.
Yes, in New York.
In New York.
All right, way up with Angela Yee and Tink. Thank you so much. And when we come back, we have Ask Yee. Any question you have, 800-292-5150 is the number. Call us up and we got you.
Relationship or career advice. Angela's dropping facts.
So you should know.
This is Ask Yee.
What's up? It's Way Up with Angela Yee, and it is Ask Yee. 800-292-5150 is the number. We'd love to hear from you. And we have Jalen with a question.
Hey, Miss Yee, how you doing?
Hey, Jalen, what's your question for Ask Yee?
My question is, how do you deal with in-laws who overstep without offending anyone or coming off as like being disrespectful?
Well, tell me what you mean by overstep.
Just overstepping in the sense of pretty much just getting in business I feel like you shouldn't be in.
Can you give us an example?
I just feel like a lot of things, like telling me, like my wife's, well, and it's not even really her father, it's her stepfather. He'll say things like, oh, you need to, like, there's a bunch of needs, or not. Instead of telling me what he thinks I should do, is you need to this or you need to that. Instead of just giving me like his opinion, it's more so like an order.
Is it possible to just say thank you and keep it moving and not feed into it?
I mean, yeah, that's true. I could do that. Just say thank you and keep it moving, but it's kind of, and he'll also do it like in front of folks too. So it's almost like ego stroking almost for him.
Right. And listen, that's not your problem. That sounds more like his problem. And sometimes we feed into things because then that's your ego too. Like, why would he do that in front of that? When sometimes you're making something maybe a bigger deal. You can't control what someone else does, but what you can control is your reaction, right?
That's true.
And so what you can say is just be like, all right, thank you. Always love when you tell me what I need to do. Thumbs up. Because for real, because like you said, it's his ego. So he's doing that and he knows what your reaction is going to be.
Yeah.
So sometimes when you don't give people what they're trying to get from you, that's what'll make them stop rather than you having to be confrontational, because it feels like maybe that's kind of what he wants.
Right.
Yeah, that's true. That makes perfect sense. I appreciate that, Yee.
Because, I'm petty. I'll be like, oh, what else do I need to do? Word. Okay. Well, cool. Do me a favor. Can you write all that and send it to me in a text?
Exactly.
Yeah, but look, control your own reaction, because I feel like things can get blown out of proportion when you have this like kind of building up in you, and you can just let it go. I mean, because it sounds, and I could be wrong, and I don't want to downplay how you're feeling, but it seems like it is something that bothers you. But if you can learn to just put it into perspective and deal with it differently, then it could be something that doesn't have that same effect on you because you're letting it affect you.
Right. That makes sense.
And if you could talk to your wife about it too, I feel like as long as she knows how you feel and she respects it, then it's always team you against them.
And she does respect it, but I also don't want to put her in a bad spot to where she's having to pick a side.
Yeah.
Well, she needs to pick your side, so it's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
And when he does it, all she got to do is give you a hug. And every time he does it, and y'all just have your own little inside laugh joke.
Your own little communication about it.
And then it could turn into a joke like, okay, when he comes today, let's write down how many times he says what I need to do.
Okay, yeah, I'm gonna try that, and we'll laugh about it.
Exactly. Nice, a private joke, and let us know how it works. I'd love to hear it. But listen, anytime you start getting mad, just count to 10 backwards in your head. That'll calm you right down.
Yeah. Okay, I'll do that.
All right.
Bye.
All right, thank you.
All right, well, that was Ask Ye. Jalen's funny. He sounded like he was a cool guy.
Yeah, he was. He sounded concerned, but reasonable.
Right. Right. All right. Well, we have last word when we come back, and that's when you guys, of course, because this is your show, you get to have the last word. 800-292-5150 is a number at all times. You can have the last word. Just call us up. It's Way Up with Angela Yee.
The phone. Tap in. Tap in and get your voice heard. What the word is. Here's the last word on Way Up with Angela Yee.
Whoop, whoop. Yes, it is Way Up with Angela Yee. Jasmine Brand is here.
Whoop, whoop. Is that how you say it?
Yep.
Okay.
We got this event happening up here, iHeart Today. International Women's Day is tomorrow, so today there's a lot of things happening.
It's very busy, very, very busy here.
Shout out to Nikki Sparrow. We're going to be having a fun conversation today.
Okay.
She came in here and she was talking about her pronoun. I can't say it on the air, though.
Okay. Okay.
Right?
It's fine.
Okay. All right. But, this is, I know we're both like, okay. All right. Well, this is the part of the show where we do the last word. And before we do that, I want to thank Tink for coming through.
Yes.
Her album, Thanks for Nothing. Her tour, Thanks for Everything, is going to be starting too.
Yeah, and we have to go to
the New York show. I think it's on the 16th.
Yes, we need to go. We need to be there present, singing along.
Yes.
Okay.
I can't wait. That album is like, that's an amazing one. There's certain albums that you're like, all right, this can be a reflection on what I'm going through in my life.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for sure. It's very honest, it feels like, for her.
Yes. Like certain albums, like, remember Mary J. Blige, I would say My Life.
Girl, yes.
Maybe the Toni Braxton album.
Maybe the Waiting to Exhale soundtrack.
The Waiting to Exhale soundtrack. We be going through some things, girl.
I know. Do we have anything lively we want to...
Amy Winehouse's Back to Black.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Latter-day Saints.
Usher.
I cannot. Okay, enough. Don't put me in the hole of... Come closer.
But anyway, again, this is the time for your last word. Now, earlier, I was detailing to you, if I was in a horror movie, to everybody, what the plot would be. You put me on the spot with that. So
I did.
I'm going to keep on working on this plot for my horror movie, but I feel like I could write it. I have this house upstate New York. That would be the perfect setting for a horror movie because there's nothing around it.
Yeah, just space and opportunity.
Yeah, a lot of land, beautiful views, beautiful house.
Perfect setting for danger and destruction and death.
When am I going to go there now?
You better
now
than me.
Scared.
I ain't never going up there.
So I'm thinking about that, but I know you guys were calling in to talk about it. We also earlier today talked about filters and how much do you filter yourself? Mm-hmm. Do you filter yourself? And have you seen some people that look way different in real life?
Way different.
Way up. Or way down. But again, 800-292-5150. We always love hearing from you. We love for you guys to start the show with Shine a Light. We love for you to close the show out with your last words, and that's when you get to call in. And y'all can leave messages even when I'm not here, even when the show is not on. We'd like to hear from you. 800-292-5150. Let's get into these last words.
How y'all doing? My name is Graham Marquise. We come out of Detroit, Michigan, D-Town. So basically, I heard Angela Yee talking about, how she liked to die in a horror movie, and I actually have a plot. So I always had this idea of this movie called The Rain Man, which basically it'll be about, like, when it rains heavily, there's puddles everywhere. So there's, like, this killer coming out of the rain, which it kind of sounds crazy, but I think about how my man's look from, I know what you did last summer with The Hook, a guy coming out the puddle of water just slaying people. So how I would like to die in the movie is, I'm that random person who I come to a town that's unknown about, and it's a puddle of water, so I'm not thinking anything. It's raining. I get out the car to, kind of see what's going on, and a hand come out and kind of snatch me in the water. I'm fighting for my life. My man's in the car like, oh, Keith, what's going on? What's going on? And I go in the water, and then the guy come out, and then he get to running. So that's kind of like my idea for like a horror movie plot. And it kind of have to stem from like the guy's dad died from like acid rain or something, and now he got a vengeance against the town. So I don't know, just the idea, but that's how I would like to die. So shout out to Angela Yee. I'm an avid listener, and I appreciate what you're doing, sister. Whoop, whoop.
I would like to shine a light on Darlene Tyler for Empower Me of Monmouth County, New Jersey. She is a Louisiana State University graduate. She has opened up her own executive business, which is called Empower Me, which has resources and referrals that includes housing, food assistance, and social services with utility assistance. She has graduated, she has moved on, and now I am shining the light on her because I'm very proud of her, and that is my mother.
All right, man, I just want to shine a light on myself. I'm a truck driver. November, company went bankrupt. You know what I'm saying? And I just stuck with it, found something else. Now I'm back in action and living good, man. That's all I want to shine a light on myself. Stay motivated, people. That's it.
So I think that the whole filtering thing, it just like, it shouldn't really exist too much. Like, it's okay, kind of, but like the extent that people go to, like, they make their waist tinier, and then they, like, you see them in person, and then they got this big ass gut. Like, keep it real.
Going way up, turn up with Angela Yee.